Hey there, it's Rhonda with Aging with Humor, and I'm back after about a year. Many things going on, and we'll talk about that in another video. Dealing with depression and anxiety, and how to get through day by day. As I mentioned that I had a car accident, and I have been home for nearly 2 years. Anyway, but what I'm going to do first is I'm going to talk about being Italian. Now, I told you in one of my previous videos through my AncestryDNA reveal that I am 42% Italian Greek. Thanks to cousins that I've met in Australia, in New York, and some here in Ontario, Canada, that I'm actually Italian. And we've narrowed it down to the exact town where my relatives are from. I can't even just say ancestors because there's people still living there, and there's people my age that are like third and fourth cousins, but we have to narrow it down to who my birth father was. And through moving twice since I done my last video, I came across some adoption papers, and these are different adoption papers than I have. But these were lost in some box. Anyway, let's go to the reveal. 42% Italian. So Carpenetto, that is the town in Italy, just south of Rome. Carpenetto, Romano, Italy. I am totally Italian. Okay, now what's insane about that is through my ancestry, I had a cousin named Michelle in Brisbane, and she wrote to me, and we became friends right away. Her father is my third cousin, and so we're trying to narrow it down to which side of the family. We've narrowed it down to her father's mother's side, and her birth name is Bernabe. And there's Reese, and there's Astri, and I think through the last year, through our Facebook secret site, we've been chatting and adding more people on there, that Astri could possibly be my connection. And so the papers I found, my birth father, in 1960, the year I was born, he was 29. And I have here that he actually went to the Children's Aid Society here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And he came with my birth mother, who was 18 at the time and pregnant, and wanted to marry her. It says that he was 29 years old and of Jewish origin. I'm not really clear on the connection of the Jewish origin because I am Italian, and there's some Jewish in there, Middle Eastern, but anyway, if you have any insights on that, please let me know. And he had olive skin and dark curly hair. Now, the previous birth father that I had was not Italian, and that's who she named. And when I get my original birth certificate, I'm going to see if he was named on there, or this olive skin man who would be 87 now, born in 1930 with family from Carpenetto. So if you can help me there, let me know. Okay, he worked as a car mechanic and a truck driver. He stated that he had several brothers and sisters, very, very Italian, who had better educations than he, and his father owned a small retail business in Toronto and spoke 5 languages. They were apparently a European family. His mother spoke no English. My friend's mother was here like 40 years and could barely speak English, but that's cool. That's cool. Okay, my birth parents returned to see the worker 5 days later. They had not been given permission by his father to marry. It sounds like it's very, the old country. And although my birth father stated that he attended the Pentecostal church and the pastor had done a lot for him, and he hoped that they could be married there, but it didn't work. Didn't work. Italian dad, Canadian mother from her ancestors come from England and Ireland, and so anyway, so I wanted to finish up with that, and if you have any views on that, let me know. Have you ever heard of DNA privilege? You know, you go into the doctor's office and you have a list, you ever had this, you ever had that? And then when you're adopted, you go, adopted. And you don't have that DNA privilege. And issues of adoption trauma, which I didn't realize that had affected my life, are out there and they're real. And I found an amazing bunch of people on Twitter that helped me realize some things about myself, and it was very typical of being adopted, but nobody's experience is the same as another, and some people are live a life that's wonderful about, being adopted, and that's great, and my life is anyway. So what I'm going to do is finish up with that, and if you have any other comments about being adopted, or maybe people from Carpeneto, Italy, gorgeous little town. I've Googled it, and my cousin Michelle in Brisbane has been there, and her father's there right now. And then I'm going to get back to my aging with humor, and as you can see, after 1 year, I have aged, but not with humor. And I'm going to start an Instagram site just for aging with humor. And since I'm Canadian, humor has a U in it. HUMOUR. Aging with humor. Okay. Let me know what you think, and I'll put a link up for my Instagram. And I'm really happy that you've come back to give me some love, because I need it. Because I want to talk about midlife depression and anxiety, and that's what I'm going through, and the reflection in the mirror is changing so rapidly that I can get you depressed too. All right, give me a like, or give me a dislike if you don't like me. Remember the dude that didn't like my voice? It's cool, because I don't like it either. Aging with humor.